What's going on, Andrew? Y'all have to let me know if you can hear me. I don't know. I've never done this before. Dallas! What's up, bro? Can you hear this? I might be having technical difficulties. You can. Perfect. Good deal. Are y'all drinking tonight? I think we should be drinking together. Y'all crack a beer. Cheers. What's everybody up to? I just got back from Vermont working on a couple Freightliners, 892 and an 871. Cheers, Trevor. First live stream, I figured I'd see what everybody's doing on Saturday night. What's up, Brandon? Spoony working on a 7.3. What are you doing to it? What's going on, Minty? All the way from Quebec, huh? Got some reach all of a sudden. What's going on, guy? Ken, what's up? Oh, what's up, Brandon? Thanks, man. I love the race truck, too. Six Banger, what's up? Sam, you got a 453. What are you putting it in? Minty, if you find any old trucks you think I should have, send them to me, man. Oregon, sweet, man. What time is it there? It's got to be, what, 3 hours before now, right? 6 o'clock? Was it like 6? Ken, thanks, dude. Yeah, we got a lot of projects around here. There's more like in hiding that nobody knows yet. What's going on, Bruce? Good to see you, dude. Diesel man, what's up? I can't wait to do a burnout in that race truck, man. It's killing me. Trevor, yeah, man, that thing was a roach, dude. But I had to buy it. I knew it had potential, and we just ended up getting lucky. It was a tranny instead of the motor, so pumped about that. Yeah, I'm definitely looking for a cab and one of them old school L9000 hoods. So if any of y'all come across like a late 70s Ford big hood L9000, put my name on it and just, throw it in the mail and send it over, would you? That'd be great. Ken, it's 6 in California. Yeah, the sun's probably still up. It's probably like 85 over there, ain't it? Keith, what's going on, bud? Dallas, there's 140s in the race truck. That's what they're labeled, and it don't smoke a whole. Like, I've been around a lot of like drag race trucks and stuff with like real big fuel, and it don't smoke or act real like it's got real heavy fuel like 220s or nothing. So I do believe the tag. I think they're 140s. Unfortunately, I wish it was more fuel. I'm looking for a set of big squirts like 220s and up. If any of y'all have them. Fixin', you got a W900 Turbo 871 partially seized. What's partially mean? We got a hanging kit. You score a kit. Keith, it is a turd. We should name it that. 2 a.m. in the UK, Mark. Holy. Snowed last night. Golly. It's freezing at 62. You better get a winter coat on, man. Diesel man, actually, I just came home with a 671 Jake kit. So yeah, they're definitely worth the digging out of that Brockway, and especially the valve cover. I'd love to have it. So if you want to dig it out, let me know what you want for the kit. I'll probably buy it from you. Send me an email. Definitely dig it out though. Don't ever let a Detroit go to waste. There's always something on it somebody can use somewhere. They ain't making any more of these things, guys. Richard, what's going on? Nebraska. Sick. Do you know my buddy Parker Watkins out there? He's a big like V12 collector. He's out in Nebraska. Maybe you know him, Richard. I don't know. Jenny, glad you like the logo. I'm like pumped about it. We actually having a modification done. I'm actually putting in an oil leak just so it's like, appropriate. No, it could be a broken liner, yeah. Bruce, I was thinking about, we were just talking about with the guys in the Freightliners that I was working on today in Vermont. We were talking about I'd like to go to Macungie, and I'm going to be out in Onaway for the uphill drag races coming up in, when's that, babe? May. So we'll be out there. I don't think I'm going to have any trucks or nothing. I think we're just going to go out there. I'd like to try to have some merch on hand out there, like T-shirts and stuff, but that's a long shot at this point. I don't know. Power liner. I'll take a power liner. Somebody send me a power liner with a 12 in it. That would be perfect. Yeah, he was talking about, last time I talked to him on the phone, Minty, he was talking about selling that V12. You were talking about Parker's power liner. Yeah, I love that power liner. He called me before he bought it, and I was like, bro, definitely buy that power liner. Like, buy it or I'm gonna. And so he got it, and I'm really glad he got it because that's a once in a lifetime truck. TUK, ex New Yorker. Yeah, dude, I cannot wait to get out of New York. When me and my wife are ready to move, we are totally out of here. Nothing but taxes here. Don't come here, guys. It's taxes and just rules that you don't want. Eric, what's going on? Yeah, it's actually really nice to be out of the shop and enjoying a beer. But I've been in the shop, well, somebody else's shop for the past 2 days, so it's nice to be out of the shop in general. Dollar short, 28 degrees in Michigan. What temperature is it here? I don't think it's very warm here.
38.
38 here in New York. So we're not that far ahead of you. Yeah. Diesel man, I'll be honest with you, that Terex dude, he wanted like $20,000 for that thing, bro. And like if it was gonna be a matter or I could buy it for like even like $6,000, I would have bought it. There was one I don't know if y'all watch Diesel Creek channel or not, but every now and again I tune into him, especially when he's like at an auction or something, because that video sucked me right in because he had that big Terex and I knew it was gonna be Detroit powered, so I watched that video. But that one went for like $4,000. I would buy that all day long at $4,000. Like if y'all have one laying around, drop it off at my house and give me $4,000, no problem. What's up, Dave from Iowa? Bought your first 2-stroke Silver 92 in a motorhome. Sick. What is it? Is it a Wander Lodge? What did you get? Minty got a 1692 for sale in Hamburg. I'm looking for a 1292 actually. 16's a little big, but I think a 1292 in my next. My goal was to buy a V12 power truck and take the 12 out, 1271, and put it in 12 V92 and then go drag racing. So let's do that. Somebody find me a V12 power truck and a 1292 and I'll buy them up. Unorthodox New York muffler laws, they can kiss my ass. I ain't putting mufflers on nothing. Matter of fact, we're going to take mufflers off the V12 today. Scott, what's up, buddy? Yeah, dude, I love them cab overs, man. Oh, Ken, I'm working on the merch, dude. It's like I'm trying to finalize this logo first, and then I got to come up with a T-shirt design to boot. I was thinking about doing like one for each truck. It's going to get wicked expensive, wicked quick, so I don't know.
Let me ask you yours.
What gears? Like what tranny or what rear end gears? I don't know what actual rear end gears are in the race truck. I think there's actually a tag still on the rear, so I should probably look at that. But I've been trying to figure out if it's like locked up, if somebody welded the rear together. So I'm really curious if I'm gonna find out when I do a burnout if it's posi or not, because that's really what's bothering me. But it does have a 13 in it. Matt, I'm definitely gonna try to make it to your brother's garage in Onaway this year. Matter of fact, I think I set aside an extra day to come toward that place, and y'all are gonna have all you can do to get rid of me because his garage is sick. I'm super jealous of it. Mark, yeah, I'd love to meet that Diesel Creek guy. He seems like he's got a lot of projects, and he'd probably be a lot of fun working on junk with. Trevor, they kind of went out of favor in like the '90s. The Series 60 really took over when that got super popular. Um, Minty, Braden Tucker don't like me. He keeps banning me from the Dying Breed Diesels Facebook group. I think it's because me and him had it out like forever ago, and I don't know. I got no bad blood for anybody, dude. So it's whatever. But yeah, I would love to be a member of that group. That's got a lot of good content. That Dying Breed Diesels group on Facebook. Oh, it's a Ford Travel, Dave. Cool. Yep, I've seen them before too. That's a nice RV, man. They were like pretty top of the line back in the day. Evan, what's going on? Man, I don't blame you for avoiding New York, man. But I tell you, I avoided the shit out of buying fuel in PA. That the fuel prices down there were outrageous. I just drove through there not long ago. Douglas, I'm really looking forward to Onaway, man. I can't wait. It's a great friggin' trip every year. I can't wait to go. Robert, hello. Albany, Kentucky. I was just in Kentucky. Yeah, Bruce. Maybe if you got an in on that Terex, man, maybe that'll help me out because me and Kurt went down there and I tried to buy it. He was talking about 20 grand. I ain't buying that. 20 grand is like not gonna happen. Rob, like getting stuff across the border is a real issue for me, so I don't know that 12V92 with Canada is gonna work. Yeah, genset motor be all right because I can convert it over. My buddy Brandon's got a bunch of parts for one of them to convert it to a truck, so I can convert a genset motor or whatever. Talk. I don't know T in UK. I don't know how your name's pronounced, but thanks, man. I appreciate it. I try to stay as real as possible. I'm trying to tone down the swearing. Nobody likes the swearing. I guess I get tons of complaints, so we've been trying to edit that out, but. Like I try to do everything real, man. I don't take double takes. Everything is single take with me. I try not to edit nothing out. If I mess up, then I leave it on camera, man. Try to make it a real channel. Diesel Dog, what's up from Australia, brother? Denning coach with a 6V92, badass, man. That's cool. Trevor, I was thinking about turning a race truck into a drag truck. I really want to, but what I got to figure out is how bad it goes left. Like right now, if you jack the front end up, the wheels turn left by themselves. So I got to see, like, we got to get it driving, which we're close. We're real close, boys. Stay tuned, and then we'll figure out if we can make it go straight. If it'll go straight without like a ton of mods, because I really want to keep it the history of it, then we're definitely going drag racing with it. Definitely. Minty, Braden Tucker definitely does not like my language, dude. That's why I originally got kicked out of that group. I always get kicked out of groups for swearing. I grew up in a shop, guys. It's how people talk. I don't know what you want me to do. Tom Albert from Minnesota, what's up, man? Scott, I appreciate the offer, dude. We're definitely getting some shirts here at some point. That's like my goal for this year is to like get some merch out for the channel. Even if I'm the only idiot wearing one, I don't care. I just want my trucks on a t-shirt. Matt, you would better have the 351 at the shop by then. You'd better have it. And you know what? Maybe we'll do a bonus video. You guys get that truck there. Maybe we'll do a bonus video and I'll come get it running. The V12. Yeah, Mark, exactly my thoughts. That's what I was going to do is like something like with the truck, like Ol2Stroker YouTube channel, always working on junk or something like that. Or I was even just going to throw the logo on and then put something like, if there ain't no oil in them or no oil under them, there ain't no oil in them or something like that, you know. We'll figure something out. Yeah, dude, diesel's outrageous. Yeah, stickers are going to be, I think they're going to be the easiest part, Eric, for merch. That I'll definitely do stickers because I got to put a bunch on my trucks. And I have some really cool old school, it's a Go Green sticker, and it's got the Detroit Aero logo, and it's all in green. And then it says Go Green Detroit Diesel, which in today's, political climate is going to be perfect. Like that's going to go over like terribly. I can't wait to put them on the truck. Oh yeah, magnets would be sick. And I think I'm gonna do keychains. My buddy Bob makes a badass keychain. He does all of the custom keychains on eBay. And I agree to you, Kay. To hell with Andy Cuomo. So I'm gonna try to get him to do a run of keychains for me. They're probably gonna be super limited edition because I think they're really expensive, but we'll see. Maybe I'll subsidize. I don't know yet. Bubba, you working on a 352 in South Jersey, huh? What I imagine it's Cummins Power being your name is Bubba Cummins, but that's okay. You're still welcome here, bud. Minty, I talk to Parker like almost every day on the phone. I have all the pictures of that Transtar. Like me and him are really good friends. I appreciate that though. Trevor, I love the movie Duel, man. One of my favorite movies of all time. That truck has like, I'm dying to get an old needle nose Pete, and I almost just had one in Montana, and I was too freaking cheap, and somebody beat me to it, and that's just the way the cookie crumbles sometimes. What? Oh yeah, Mint. Yeah, Bubba. Hey man, those cab pads, I like really worked hard on making sure those are like absolutely perfect. And like maybe I should have thought ahead about going live because I could have had them here to show you. But I guarantee you won't be disappointed, man. I've had a ton of people buy them before I put them on the website, and everybody has great things to say. So I'm really happy to be able to be a part of saving more cab overs than just the ones I buy, you know. Six Bang, I agree, man. People do not want you to have freedom of speech anymore. Douglas. I hope there's a bunch more people wearing 2-stroker merch too, man. That would be ideal. John Tate, hello from North Dakota. Oh man, I'd love to see some pictures of that Freightliner, dude. Send them to me on my email. It's in the video description always. Plus, it's on my website. I put all my contact info on there for you guys. Tom Albert, all them ratty cars got sold at auction. That's why I was there. It was for an auction. I was doing the preview, and then if you notice in some of my videos, I had like Packards in the freaking yard. All those Packards that I bought came from that auction, and I worked on one gradually, one at a time, and we got rid of them all. They're all gone, with the exception of 2 that are up for sale. The 2 pink ones. I don't know that I ever did a video on the 2 pink ones, but they're still in the field. Exactly. If it ain't dripping, it ain't ripping. I like that. That's a pretty good slogan, dude. I'm gonna steal that probably. Minty, yeah, I saw that Transtar, dude. I'm not an international guy at all. I don't know if you guys know that from that 6V53 dump truck I had bought and pulled the jakes off of. I hated that friggin' thing. But yeah, so internationally for me, I could probably be talked into one with a V12, but it wouldn't be a Transtar. Not really. I like the Transtar 2s though. Like the Eagle ones were sick. I would definitely buy an Eagle. Blake, I'm here for the old junk too, brother. I kind of wish I was in the shop, to be honest with you. I love being in the shop. We'll have to do a live from the shop one day. That's if I can figure out how to get internet in the barn, because that place is where internet goes to die. I'll do a live from the barn one day. Scott, yeah, fuel does suck when you get 4.7 miles per gallon. It was terrible. Matt, the Montana 351 had an 892 under the hood. It was a green 892. And it was like a Hendrickson spring rear suspension, and it was twin stick. It would have been a sick truck, dude, and it was even Alpine green. I'm a total idiot for letting it go. I hope that dude is watching this channel right now and laughing to himself. Joseph Cox, send me info on that power liner, dude. I'm super interested in that. I am a big V12 guy, so send me that info. Southern Oregon, what's up, bud? Welcome to the channel, man. I hope you're enjoying what you do see. TUK, I do have a P.O. box. Hang on, I'll type it in the comments. Hang on, guys. Hang on. Don't talk right now because I'm not going to be able to read and type because I'm marginally retarded. It's not on the website yet. I forgot to put the P.O. box on the website because. There you go, guys. Sorry about that. Oh, you were watching the auction on eBay. Yeah, I was pumped that thing. I was pumped that thing found a good home. Actually, it's at a classic car dealer, gemclassiccars.com. Bought it from me, and he's actually got it for sale, so if somebody wants it. I don't know. Matt, what's up from Wisconsin, bud? Thanks for tuning in. Old auto car from North Carolina, Brandon. I'll keep my eye out. A lot of auto cars up here. I used to own one actually before I had a YouTube channel. Way back, it was like one of my first trucks I ever had. Auto car with an 871 with Jakes and a 13 speed. It's up in Maine now. I actually traded it for my first V12 cab over Peterbilt that is now in the UK. Go check out my boys' channel, Nash and Sons. VG Nash and Sons is the channel. Google it, look it up. They own a heavy record service in the UK, and they're great guys, man. Awesome guys. Robert, what's up from Danville, PA? To my knowledge, Parker's not selling his V12 352. That's one of his trucks he wants to keep. Sam, I didn't. I'm pretty sure I only have green turbos out there in the shed, dude. If I was supposed to get back to you on that, I totally flaked, and that's my bad, dude. I have like a parts hoard in a storage unit, and like it's very infrequent that I actually go in there. And so I always, like, people ask me for parts all the time, and I'm like, yeah, I'll look next time I'm out there, and then I end up never going. It's just like sorry, I'm a flake. What do you want me to say? My bad. Unorthodox. I would love to see a 453T in a Crown Vic. If you do it, I'll come down and do a burnout in it, and I'll help you get it running. Do it. Pedro, what's up from Australia, brother? I hope you guys aren't here for just the junk. You got to be here for the beer too. The beer helps with the junk. Robert, thanks, man. We try really hard to make this channel something. It's come a long way, but we still aren't where we want to be at, so we're going to keep plugging away. Evan, I love the looks of a B model Mac. Actually, I think there's a dump truck semi-local that I saw on Marketplace or something like that. But I think that'd be really cool, man. And there was a B model Mac at our local show in Boston Spa this year, and it had an 8V53, and it was super cool. Some old guy like built it from the ground up. It was wicked cool. Twin stick truck, really cool. Thanks, Scott. I appreciate you, man. Love no welcome, man. I'm glad you're enjoying the channel. That race truck had a lot of reach, man. It really got me in front of a lot more people, which is awesome. I need all the help I can get. And it's nice to see the new guys are enjoying some of the content, you know, because that's kind of the point. Cliff, what's up, brother? Minty, I hear you, man. I'm always looking for V12 trucks myself. V12 trucks are my specialty. I don't know if you guys know this, but I've had like a bunch of V12 powered Peterbilts. And a lot of them, there's a lot of videos on them in like if you scroll back in my YouTube channel, there's actually quite a few videos of I used to have like a V12 powered 359 big hood. Had 2 cab overs now. Well, 3. This is the 3rd one. Bunch of V12 stuff. So yeah, I'll blame it on the Natterdays. Good call, Bruce. Dennis, wow, Sweden. That's pretty awesome, man. What's the temperature in Sweden right now, Dennis? It's 30. What did you say? 38 here. 38 in New York. New Zealand. Wow, dude, this is awesome seeing all the different countries. Welcome. Ben's still running 2 cycles. That's even more badass than what I'm doing, dude. I hope they're running good for you, man. Cole, I'm glad you learned something here, dude. That's also half the point is like I learned from a bunch of old timers who were getting out of it. And I mean I unfortunately didn't have the benefit of learning from like a video or something like that. I learned like by doing, and then I had to talk to people and then like try to translate what they were telling me into mechanical knowledge without actually being able to see it. So yeah, I'm pumped to be able to help somebody down the road, man. That's awesome. Brandon, that race truck's right now it should be right around 800 with the way it's set up. It's definitely capable of more. I just don't have the fuel for it right now. Josh, what's up from Australia, man? I'm glad you're enjoying the place. I would love to see a 1271 in a B model Mac. That would be a squeeze. Jenny, what's up, Colorado? Wow. What's the weather like, Colorado? Mikey, what's up, dude? I recognize you from Facebook, man. Tommy, what's up, brother? South Carolina, yes, sir. I just bought a truck out of North Carolina. It's going to be a big surprise for everybody on the channel. You're totally not going to believe that I bought it. I put a little bit of a preview on my Instagram, just one picture. It's you guys are going to be blown away because it's totally out of the box. But I think you'll get a kick out of it, so that's why we did it. 28 degrees ain't bad. It definitely could be worse. I didn't even know there was a 200 word limit. It's a good thing they didn't limit me to 200 words. This would have ended a while ago. I am Griff. What's up from Detroit, man? Cole, so funny story. The guy I bought the 352 from, well, the original owner had passed. So his son was telling me that the original owner, his father, or his original truck was a 318 powered cracker box, and he actually traded it in on that 352. So that's pretty wild. Cracker boxes were like pretty popular back in the day. I mean, not popular. I don't think very many people wanted to spend a lot of time in them, but they were an affordable truck that got work done. So that's what it was about. Prevost, what part of North Carolina is that truck in? That's a really good question. I don't know because I haven't dragged it home yet. I'm still working out shipping for that deal. I'm hoping to get Timmy Gentry to bring it up to me. So if any of y'all know him, pop in and tell him to swing in over North Carolina and grab me a truck, would you? What's up, Zach? You local guy. Welcome. I love bringing the old truck back. Tom, my favorite truck model? Oh, that's a tough one. I'm not sure. I like so many different trucks. And like today, like working on Freightliners, I kind of fell in love with old Freightliners too. So I guess I'm going to have to drag one of them home now. But like, I just love old trucks. I guess I kind of like Peterbilt's, but like there's something about each brand that's badass, right? Like Peterbilt's kind of just have the reputation, but like then Freightliner was awesome, and they were like the only real custom truck manufacturer, I guess you could say, back in the day. Like they would do anything you wanted, like whatever your budget would allow, Freightliner would do, and I think that's totally badass because you can get a super unique truck that way. Kenworth had like killer interiors. Like I love VIT Kenworth interiors, like the older ones. So to choose one, I don't know because I haven't owned enough of them yet. We got to own more trucks first. I really want. There's a bunch on my list. Like I really want to have a Aerodyne Kenworth. So many different trucks that I want to have. So good question, but I can't really pick one. Matt, actually, I've been a wrench for like my entire life. I started on cars, building like real high horsepower stuff for guys, working on real high horsepower stuff for local guys, and then bought a diesel truck. And then, believe it or not, I caught the Detroit bug on YouTube. I saw one video and I'm like totally hooked. That old grain truck, the 692, that thing's still friggin' around. And so I just bought one and then started buying more and figuring them out and just self-taught myself to work on them until, and got advice from old timers where I could. And that's the story of me. That's how I got here. Fixing, yeah. Front brakes can be added depending on your front axle model. You check with like Fleet Pride and that stuff. They can either sell you a kit to go on your axle, or you could just change the axle out and add front brakes. But like a lot of trucks didn't have front brakes back in the day. My cab over is like one of the first trucks I've ever had with front brakes. The green 359 has them, but that's like a newer truck. It's in the 80s, so. -40 in the winter. Golly. Our model Mac. So I could be talked into a Mac, but it'd have to be Detroit powered. You all know that, right? Actually, I take that back. I would buy a Mac. An E9 V8 Mac is on my list of engines and trucks to own. Like, gotta have one at some point in my life. Bruce, yeah, I actually was on the phone with Pretty for like, I don't know, collectively 6 hours probably anyway, helping him get the fuel system sorted so he could get it home. Actually, great guy. We hadn't talked much. He had reached out a couple times to me. But we hadn't really talked much before that. And so, yeah, I'm heavily invested in his Kenworth. Like, I'm pumped to see him back home with it. Really, really excited for him. What am I going to build the race truck into? Zickler, that's a good question. To be determined. It depends on what it's good at. I think the 359, 370s, 379's always been popular, but lately it's just been just insane, and the prices of stuff is ridiculous right now. Especially like big hood trucks, they're like unattainable right now. Douglas, yeah, I saw that Needle Nose Pete Nonaway. Wicked cool. I really hope he's back, just because I want to see it. I don't care what powers it. If it's racing, it's badass. I like to see that stuff. The Green Ghost, yeah, Jenny, I seen that thing. Speed and Salvage, what's up, bud? Jenny, I seen that Green Ghost in person at Onaway. It was there last year. It's a super nice truck. I actually bought a T-shirt because I've always wanted to see that thing in person. Like, you see it hang the wheels on YouTube, and always wanted to see it in person. So definitely cool truck. Speed Salvage, low deck, tall decks, 471s. Low deck 471 is like super duper hard to get parts for. It takes like an actual metal head gasket, and they're really few and far between. So you want a high deck 471 for sure if you're planning on doing anything with it. But Tim, what's up, bud? My Ford pickup. Add in the Jake on the pickup. I don't know what you mean. On my 78, that thing always had Jakes on it. The pickup will return at a future date. It's being stretched. That's all I'm going to say. Hillary Clifford, what's up from Michigan? You got a Chevy Titan. Those are cool. That's actually like a hard to find truck. Very cool. 50 GMC 750 with a low deck 471. Badass. Does it run or does it need work? That's going to determine what you have to do with it. Tommy, yeah, Tim Gentry has a lot of cool shit, honestly. Douglas, stay tuned to the channel. That's all I'm going to say. We got something coming. Cole, you wouldn't want a Superliner. See, I would want to have the E9 and a Superliner. I think those are one of the best looking trucks they made, but maybe that's just me. Well, I do like the cab overs too, though, especially the cruise liner cab over. Yes, please. Evan, a low deck 471 is a very early 471, and it has like a entirely different head surface. It'll have external fuel rails as opposed to like the fuel runs through the head in most Detroits. Well, the real old ones, they had external fuel rails, and they took like a metal head gasket, like instead of the O-rings and the fire rings, like all the Detroits you guys see me work on. I've never had a low deck 471, so I can't speak that much to them, but I know enough to be dangerous. Zach, you wouldn't catch me working on no newer trucks, bud. I feel for you, bud. Yeah, it is the damn YouTubers driving up the price, probably. Tom, thanks for the props, dude. Appreciate it. Joe, I saw that 54 Caribbean go for $20K, dude. The same guy that bought it is the same guy I hauled the cars for to New Jersey last time. Jay Ward, yeah. So the crew cab beside the shop is just a body, and that's going on my super cab because the super cab body is like super rough. So we're stretching a frame on the shitty red Ford that I'm always beating through the mud, that truck is at a buddy's. We're stretching a frame. We're going to put the crew cab on it, and it's halfway through a 6V53T, well, twin turbo and 10-speed swap. So that'll be interesting. Sam, the Suburban's my wife's truck. I built it for her when she turned 30, and it's a 5.3 LS with Texas Speed porta polish heads, springs, cam, and I took a bunch of material off the heads too, so it's like a 9-to-1 compression motor instead of, or 9.5-to-1 instead of 8.5-to-1 or whatever. 4L80E. My wife is your biggest fan now, by the way, for asking about the Suburban. Speed and salvage. I'll check out the videos of it. Because that'd be slick. I love them old GMCs. They're super cool. So Douglas, for daytime job, I'm in information technology. Actually, I do database administration, which you would never know if you have ever talked to me. Bruce, I didn't see any superliners there when I was looking at the Terex. So maybe it's a different Terex. I don't know. I didn't see any superliners there because I would have put them in the video and checked them out. You know. Ron, sweet dude. What injectors are you putting in the A53T? Are they like stock size? Or are you going bigger? What are you doing? Yeah, Ken, the railroad switched from Detroit's a long time ago, man. They used to have them like little 271 gen sets. Some things are sick, dude. They run forever. I really want one for backup power here. Nathan, I hear you. I can't tell you how many times I find some wicked cool trucks and they're just priced outrageous and you can't. They're unobtainable, which sucks, you know. Tom, if you go back in my videos, that Cadillac, that 65 Cadillac sitting around in the shop, I was putting a Duramax in, and I got the Duramax and the 4L80E setting in the chassis. But I have to like cut the car now, and I'm like, I can't bring myself to do it mentally. I just can't cut the car. So I think we're gonna abandon the Duramax project, just put an LS in it so I can run it and drive it, unless I can find actually a 335D BMW like I drive, like my service rig. If you guys saw that in some of the videos, I'd love to do a BMW swap in it because it'll be so much smaller of an engine, be a lot easier to fit in there, and I think it'd be pretty cool. Nobody's done one. Dennis, yeah, those Scania V8s are badass, man. They do sound really good. I would love to see one over here. Like, actually, it'd be really cool to put a Scania V8 in like an American truck and then just rip it around because I don't think anybody's done that yet. That would actually be really cool. That's a good idea. Baby, taking notes, we should do that. Yeah, my wife's like rolling her eyes like, you buy another truck, I'm going to kill you.
Keep reading the comments.
Douglas, Mrs. 2-Stroke is actually like super chill about me bringing junk home. So long as she doesn't have to look at it all the time, I try to keep stuff out of the view of the house. Like, it's she's like the most understanding wife anybody could ever ask for, and I by no means deserve her. So find you a good woman, you can buy whatever you want. Drew 90, what's up, bud? Yeah, Doug, I'm real far from an IT guy. I do not fit in at all. Daily Diesel, what's up, brother? It's funny how many of us actually work in IT, ain't it? Bruce, yeah, that Terex wasn't at Crumps. It was somewhere else. I don't know the name of the guy I was talking to. Kurt knows him real well. I don't know if you know Kurt or not, but it wasn't Crumps. He didn't have any Terexes there. Speed salvage, yeah. EMD does still make 2-stroke locomotives. They're trying to phase them out though. I don't know. My buddy DJ works for the railroad. He gets to work on 2-strokes all the time. He's always sending me pictures of like huge blowers and stuff. And I'm like, dude, let me get one of those. I'll put it on 892 or something. Ian, I don't have a Muncie Rock Crusher gearbox, bro. Sorry. Dan, what's that? What sounds like a big power stroke? Those Scanias or the E9 Mac? I don't know which motor you're referring to. Tom, I do like an old Silversides bus. Unfortunately, it's just way underpowered for me. I can't go that slow. I had a 892 Wander Lodge, and that was just right. It was set at 500 horse. That thing, I love that thing. We had a little bit of a disagreement, and I sold it. So, but it is in my list. Another. I would love to have another one. Dennis, I'm glad you like that idea. Send me a Scania V8, dude, and I'll put it in something. Promise you. Ooh, AV53T with M80 injectors. That's pretty hot for stock. The highest horsepower 53 I've personally owned is a 300 horsepower Sheridan motor, which was all aluminum, and it had N70s, and that was from like the late 60s, early 70s. Just a little bit of trivia. Peter, what's up from Australia? Ken, nobody would ever guess that was my gig. Nobody. KT, so Fixin's talking about KT3406E, dude. I love that kid's channel. He's great. And I realize he sacrifices a few 2-strokes to the 2-stroke gods, but he sacrificed a few so that others could live on. I love that kid's videos. He does a great job. What attracted me to his channel was his absolute knowledge of Caterpillar. It's bar none, like he's the most knowledgeable Caterpillar guy I've ever seen. And like, I would totally go there and work with him on a cat just because I respect his knowledge. And that's what it's all about to me. From one mechanic to another, man, that's like what it's all about. So even though they're cats, I'll actually, maybe I'll have to call them for advice someday. Peter, what's up from Australia? Still run a lot of 2-strokes, Union Pacific. That's sweet. I think my buddy works for, you know what railroad that is? What? CSX. Chip, exactly. That's my thought exactly. So as like a wrench dude, if you guys ever wrench professionally or like know anybody that has, you ask any real wrench, they'll tell you everything is junk. So that's like my running joke. That's why you always hear me say I'm working on junk. It's not because I don't like what I'm working on. It's just because when you're the guy wrenching, everything is junk. Yeah, all the new stuff's going 4-stroke. That's like every industry. It's like sad. Dan, yeah, the Scanias, I don't know if it's quite like a power stroke. They almost sound kind of like Detroit too. They have a sound that's all their own, but they sound great. Definitely look them up. I love the sound of a 671 myself personally too, dude. So I'm with you. Ol2Stroker, what's up, bud? Yeah, the bus running into the tree is like my favorite thing. Yeah, his narration is on point. He's like so dry. I totally get it. Like I just get it. You a big cat guy? Ol2Stroker? I've never had one. Never had one. Never been into one. Maybe in the future. Ron, I bet you that AV53T is all of 400 horse. Yeah, I think that's a very reasonable rating for that. That's not unbelievable horsepower at all. Matt, have a good dinner, dude. Nice talking with you, dude. Thanks for joining us. Nathan, I was telling them boys a little while ago, I got into Detroit's, like, just from YouTube. I saw a video and decided I should probably have one, and then I went really far down the rabbit hole. Very far. Like an irrecoverable amount. And so I just started buying them, and here I am. Bought them and learned how to work on them. 6NZ, yeah, that's like, I hear that all the time. I realize it's like the beginning of a serial number, like that's how it starts, and it's like a model identification. But as far as like telling you the difference between a 6NZ and not a 6NZ, I'm not the guy. But I do find it fascinating when KT 3406E is explaining it. Like I could watch that all day. Jeffrey, I have no experience with like an MTU. I've never even heard one run. I'm a little salty with MTU just because like they're the guys that bought the 2-stroke line, and now it's like basically dead. So as far as I'm concerned, it's their fault. Speed and salvage is a good question. So I'm going to explain this once. So everybody hit the record button. Well, actually, you could just replay this. That's not the point. I'm going to explain this one time about the oil because it's like super important and nobody like pays attention anymore. Everybody asks why 40 weight in a 2-stroke instead of 15 W40. And it's not in today's oil, with today's oil technology, it's not so much the rating, it's not so much the weight that matters. But what people fail to understand is that the 40 weight oil, the military spent billions of dollars. That's probably exaggeration. A lot of money testing oils to find out which oil lasted without scuffing pistons to liners in a 2-cycle Detroit. Because at the time they did this study, a lot of their stuff was Detroit powered, and they wanted to be able to increase lifespan. And so they formulated this test. You could search for it online, and what they come up with was what's called the CF2 rating. That's Charlie Frank 2. And I don't care what grade oil it is, like, or what weight it is, as long as it's CF2 rated. But typically, you won't find a CF2 rated multi-grade oil. It's always a straight weight oil, because typically the additives and the way they do the mixtures to get to the multi-weight rating degrades the oil to the point where it won't pass the CF2. Some oils will pass the CF2, like really expensive. You can get, I'm pretty sure you can get a AMS oil that'll do it. But that they're like, AMS oil is crazy money, dude. Just buy the friggin' CF2 40 weight and run it. But yeah, so that's my tirade on oil. Just, I don't care what you put in your 2-strokes, just make sure it's CF2 rated. That's the only thing that really matters. And actually be careful too, because there's some straight weight oils that aren't CF2 rated, and at that point you might as well just run the multi-grade and have it start easier. But so the CF2 rating is the only thing that matters. Man, that's awesome, Chip. Back in the day, man, you guys that grew up with them or drove them, you either loved them or you hate them. So it's nice to see somebody on the positive side of that. Fix, and I agree, dude. Detroit's definitely have the best sounding Jakes. That's what I was doing out in Vermont today. I'll bring a video to you guys shortly, so stay tuned. We're doing a Jake install on a beautiful Freightliner conventional. It's FLC 120, I think. I don't know. I'm not really good with the Freightliner nomenclature, but yeah, FLC 120, AB 92. We installed Jakes on it, and boy, does it sound good afterwards. Straight pipes on it too. Ol2Stroker, I agree. You definitely need a V12 two-stroke. Everyone should have one at least once in their life. It would make the world a better place. Peter, I have not seen Merlin's Old School Garage at all. I don't watch Welder Up. I stopped watching Welder Up when he did that lifted Chevy. It was like a lifted Chevy. He wanted to put dirt bikes in the back of it or something, and then he put a twin turbo 6V53T in it and didn't bother to turn up the fuel at all, and then wondered why it didn't make any horsepower. So I was done with it then. Tom, thanks, man. That motor in that 359 is pretty strong. We're gonna be turning it up here shortly, so I'm excited for that. I gotta put a clutch in it too because I'm pretty sure it's gonna waste that clutch. Oh yeah, sick. My old place used to be right near a highway, and I always used to. Unfortunately, it wasn't many Detroits anymore, but I always used to get the Jake brakes coming down the highway because it was on a hill, and I love that sound. Nothing pisses me off quicker than a sign going into a town says no Jake brakes allowed. I'm like, dude, what do you want? These trucks to come through your house? Dumbest signs ever. Jordan, favorite non-diesel car truck have to be Dodge Viper. Had one. How many years ago was that? 3, 5. Wow, I'm getting old. 5 years ago, I had one. I had it for 5 years. Best car I've ever owned. I was never a Viper guy before I owned it. Bought one on a whim and totally fell in love with it. Highly recommend. I'm not doing myself any favors by telling you guys this because prices of them are outrageous right now, and I want to buy another one. Doug, I agree. AMSOIL is wicked expensive. Wicked expensive. I have heard of it. Like my buddy swears, the guy I used to know, he swears that he had a Prevost with an 892 in it, and it was slobbering pretty good. And he put the AMSOIL in it. It was multi-grade, but it was CF2 rated, and he put the AMSOIL in it, and he said it cleaned up a lot of the slobber. Whether or not, I have no. That's just what I heard. I don't know that it works. I've never tried it. I always run just a straight 40 weight. Arrow Boy, what's up, dude? Cali's a long way from here. Mincy, I have not seen a 16 V71 twin turbo powered Pete. No, I haven't. I should probably see that though. Where is it? Autopia, an original if the motor's actually from 1980, it's a double O. The silvers didn't come out until the very end of 81, 82. Speed and salvage, the electronically controlled 92s are still use an electronic unit injector, but they have a solenoid on the top of them. What's like kind of offset, because the cam's still got to push on a plunger. But I have a bunch of them in the shop because I'm going to convert one of my 92s to electronic. It might be the one in the green truck. Yeah, I haven't decided, but I'm doing a lot with electronic 92s or electronic Detroits in general. I love them. So they have a unit injector, and it actually has the same injector solenoid as a 7.3 Power Stroke on the top of the injector. They're fascinating. Super cool how they did it, and actually, I think that's the best way to have a two-stroke is electronic controlled. You have a lot more control over timing instead of having it in the plunger helix. Good question though. Chip, yeah, I'm a rare breed for sure. Ron, I heard him say something about that having the Viper a neutral job. Them guys are hilarious, man. I should go down there. Them guys are hilarious. I avoid the city like the plague, or I probably would. Arrow Boy, thanks, man. Oh, this beer's getting warm, man. You guys are making me talk too much. I got to start drinking. Douglas, that's impressive, dude. Try the AMSOIL in a 2-stroke. Let me know how it is. Jerry, that's awesome, man. Do you have what's left of the AV, or do you have what's left of the whole tractor, the 70s GMC? Charlie, yeah, the electronics run, dude, especially in a boat. You can get all the horsepower out of them things, man. If you have any spare injectors, send them up to me. I think the part number I'm looking for, that the last 3 digits end in 736. Well, let's hope you, man. I miss. I'm like, I miss my calling by like 20 years, dude. If I was like 20 years, if I was born 20 years earlier, I would have grew up with all this shit instead of having to learn it by myself. That would have been awesome. What do you want me to? What can I possibly tell you about these flavored natter days, other than the fact that this is the most delicious beer you'll ever drink? I really need to get sponsored. Hey, Chip, man, congratulations on retiring, man. That's badass. Ah, got you, Jerry. Well, at least you're keeping the AV around, man. Ken, have a good night, brother. I'll keep it going, dude. Don't worry. Jeffrey, that's badass, dude. What kind of truck was it that you put the 92 in? Dude, nothing better than Peter. Nothing better than the sound of any 2-stroke on the Jake. You know, figures the government has all the cool shit. Yeah, Jerry. Unfortunately, I think a lot of them have died from poor storage. You ain't the first one, dude. Minty, is that's that Brockway cab over? Is that thing for sale? That was real rough though. That truck, if I remember correctly, unless he's like done work to it, it was real rough. But it was those 4 stacks were wild. Brian, thanks, man. I love this old junk I got too, dude. I like collecting it. It's fun. Speed, no, man. You could turn that 471 up. I wouldn't do it to a low block, but I would turn it. I would you ain't. I would run that 471. You could turn that thing up, dude. Definitely, definitely turn up the governor. My buddy Dallas, I don't know if he's still in here or not, but he's got a 471 on pulling tractor. So it's like all the RPM, dude. Thanks, Tom. Yeah, I need all the thumbs up I can get, man. Oh, no way, Jeff. It was in a Kenworth? Oh, man, I'd love to see that thing. If you got pictures of it, email them to me. Oh, Toby, I did see that. I was just telling somebody, Bruce asked me if I saw Pretty's K100. I did. He was on the phone with me a bunch for tech support. I was helping him try to get that thing home. That's a badass truck. Yeah, Minty, I ain't looking to overpay for nothing. That ain't my style. Charger, no, I don't really do motorcycles, man. I'm not like I don't have enough self control to stay alive on a motorcycle. To be perfectly honest with you, Charlie, unfortunately, man, I don't know if you've been watching GSA or not, but golly, the price of 92s on there is outrageous. Oh, Daly, he's running the Brockway again. That's sick, because that was a very unique truck, and I don't blame him for not wanting to sell it. That's like a once in a lifetime truck. Brian, thanks, man. I'll keep them coming for sure. I never bought a truck out of Nevada. The only thing, that yellow and white Big Hood Pete I had came out of New Mexico. Fixing, there's a couple of Detroit hard motorcycles actually on the old interwebs. There's one lately been in the Detroit Diesel Enthusiast group on Facebook. He's posted it a bunch. Charlie, I really hope that the prices do come down, because I'd like to start buying them again. I can never have enough Detroits if you're me. So, especially electronic ones. Like I've got one I got to go get in Ohio, 892 electronic. It's DDEC 2, but I have like 7 DDEC 3, 4 ECMs here. So the plan is to just convert it to DDEC 3 or 4, whatever. Fixing, you put a Detroit in a snowmobile, I'm gonna watch. I got to see the arms on the guy that can turn it. Yeah, dude. If you guys have like stuff you might think I'm interested in, or you see something that you think I might be interested in, I'm always interested in like anything with a V12 truck wise, stuff like that, dude. Just shoot it to my email. Oh, Topia, where's that Western Star? New Jersey. That's not that bad. Was that the guy with all that stuff that you said was expensive, though? Was that you that said that? Auto ships as reliable as a standard. Like the Allison automatics that came behind the Detroits, them things are friggin' bulletproof, dude. But I don't know about these newer, like auto shifting manual trannies that are like, I don't know the answer to that. I don't know anything that new. I never will, probably. I just do this as a hobby. I'm not a trucker or nothing like that. So 15 large is kind of expensive for my budget. Speed, it's funny you say that, dude. I always wanted one of them Dynahos. You guys know what a Dynaho is? Made by that Buster Erie company. They were right out of Erie, Pennsylvania, but they made this gigantic freaking backhoe. And they were, you'd get them 4-wheel drive. They made a 190-4 was a model, and a 200-4 were the two models that I was particularly interested in. They were both 4-wheel drive. The 190 came with a 453, and then the 200 came with a 471. And they were like, actually, I think they hold the record for like the heaviest backhoe ever created. They were something like 40,000 pounds or something. Just totally badass. Useless. Gotta have it. Jeffrey, yeah, I'm not like, so 16 V71s are kind of like, they kind of, they're almost not useful for a guy like me, because they're very large, like dimensionally, they're huge, and they just don't make enough power. Like, it's a natural 71 at the end of the day. So I would take an 892 over a 16 V71 any day of the week. Chip, yeah, it is pretty easy to have the cool shit when you're the one that makes the rules. That's exactly how the government plays. Jerry, I don't know many marine guys, and that's pretty much the only application for a water-cooled turbo that I know of, dude. So I unfortunately don't know. Actually, I don't know if you're on Facebook, Jerry. I don't know if you're on Facebook, Jerry, but post them for sale in the Detroit Diesel Enthusiast group on Facebook. That's my group, if you guys don't know that. But anyway, post that on there. And there's a bunch of marine techs that are actually really good marine techs, and there's a couple. I don't know where you're located, but there's a couple real good guys like down in New Jersey towards the city, and then Connecticut, I think. And there's a couple down in the bayou like Louisiana too. So maybe one of them guys will pick it up. But other than that, I don't have a market for anything like that, unfortunately. I'm sorry. Tom, hell yeah, dude. Them MCI buses are wicked cool. I have not ruled out an MCI bus like as a camper conversion if it was already done and it was done right. Yeah, a lot of old Euclid equipment. Euclid is Terex. They're the same company. And yeah, most of it, like everything was Detroit Hard because it was owned by GM. Yeah, Big Bud does have a Detroit. It's like a 16 V92 or something. Makes all the horsepower. I think it's badass. Yeah, Lily Pond. That's what I'm talking about. Them things are huge, and they're like bulletproof machines. Like they're pretty freaking cool. Speed, anytime, man. Thanks for watching, dude. Enjoy your dinner. Have a beer for me. Diesel, what's up, man? I'm glad you enjoyed that video, dude. I was worried it wasn't going to do well. Brockway's pretty rare, especially Brockway with a Detroit. There ain't too many Brockways left around, and that was a tall truck back in the day. That's badass. Rex is a Euclid R15. Is that like a haul truck? What is that? Yeah, 100%. The Brockways were not. They were just not as popular as Max. Max were like really popular trucks, actually, like really popular. I have so I don't know if you guys noticed, but I bought like a whole collection of old Overdrive magazines. So it's a trucking magazine from the 70s and 80s, if you don't know what that is. And they had a bunch of articles on like the Mac plant and like the factory and how the engineering was all done. And it was like really, really like Mac put a lot of engineering in their stuff. I was never it made me feel bad for not being a Mac fan, to be honest with you. Tim, hey, what's up, dude? What's next for the race truck? A burnout, hopefully, is what's next for the race truck. I'm gonna have a video coming up soon. We're gonna find out what's ailing that transmission and what's in it, whether it's water or oil, and get a look at getting the clutch working. And then in the next couple videos, my main goal is to get it to do a burnout. That's what I want to do. I just want to melt the tires off it. I don't think I know who Justin Morgan is. No. '74 Charger. No, the show is not my primary job. That's why I don't post that much. I would never survive if this was my primary job. Dan, me too, dude. The old magazines are where it's at, as far as I'm concerned. Like, cause you can't really go anywhere and get like history as it happened back in the day, except for stuff like that, and that's like my favorite thing. How many Overdrive magazines did I buy? Every issue from 1968 to 1986, so more than one. And no, I'm not sending any part of those magazines to anybody. Those are like they stay together. They're totally untouched. All the cards are in them. All the calendars are in them. They're staying the way they are. We can't get rid of any. My wife's trying to get me to get rid of them. Hayden, that's goofy. I don't know why it would leak oil out of the CCV. How much oil? Is it just the seal bad where the CCV goes into the intake? I've had a couple 7.3s, but like I'm by no means a 7.3 authority. Blue and white 352. Okay, good question, David. That's a good question. I'm glad you asked. So if you go back a couple of videos to the video where my Green Pete and James's red GMC tow my cab over to the truck show in Boston Spa. It was just last year, so September. I think the video came out in October. There's a purple 352 that we parked next to on the second day of the show. That is the blue and white cab over. I sold it to my buddy Kurt, who does the dump trucking, and he sold it to his uncle or his cousin or something. I don't know if it's his uncle or his cousin, but the dude is awesome. And he like put money into the truck and restored it. It's beautiful now. And I'm trying to talk him into putting a V12 back in it. So if you run into him, tell him to put a V12 in it for me. Holy hell, Ron, that's wild. V12 Cummins has got to be a sight too. That's like got to be a monstrosity. Huh. The name Justin Morgan doesn't sound familiar to me, Minty. I'm not sure. I would think I should know him if he's got a 12V71 in anything. Dan, yes, it does. That's specifically why I wanted those years, because those were like the golden years of trucking, the golden years of trucks, and the CB craze. Like it's awesome. Those magazines are really cool, and they were worth every penny. My wife will totally disagree, but they were. From a truck guy to a truck guy, definitely. If you can find it, old collection, buy them up. Hayden, man, that's weird, dude. I wish I could help you, dude, but I'm not the guy. I don't blame you. I wouldn't want to pull it apart either. Matt, I was just thinking that. I'm thinking, in celebration of New York's new muffler law, I think we should straight pipe the 352. Rex, the C90 he has at his garage. I don't know. I am not sure. Bacon. So my buddy Bacon has like more trucks than probably anyone has ever seen in one place. So I'm not sure which C90 you're referring to. Bruce, man, I've been trying to get out there to do a video with him because he's got a V12 generator that I bought, the one we brought back from Michigan when we did the Kentucky trip with him. He bought a 12V149, and I've got an 8V92 out there, and we still got to get going on the X-rated Boogeyman. I agree. I want to see more of that friggin' thing too, but me and him have just been so busy with life this winter, and he's just been like he works for himself, so he's like got to do what he's got to do to pay the bills and stay busy, So he's been working, man. The guy is working, and so I get it. The Pete goes on a back burner for a little bit, but I've been working on him. We got to get it. We got to get it finished and done. Why Detroit's and not others? That's a good question. There are no others that can compare to a Detroit. Mostly the sound, honestly. Sound is what got me. And then I figured out that they're really fun to play with. And so that's what I do. Chip, I cannot wait to do a burnout in the race truck. I am so looking forward to that thing, man. I just cannot wait to knock the tires off of that thing. Brian, yeah, send me some pics, dude. I'm always interested in old cheap trucks that need to be saved, especially the Detroit powered ones. Yeah, they were the first common rail diesel before common rail was cool. Not exactly the same thing, but the definition still kind of fits. I would totally own a KTA Cummins, Joel. Matter of fact, I tried to buy one this week. That's on the list of big power trucks I should own at some point. I don't care what it's in. The more oddball the truck, the cooler that would be. Like Big Hood Pete or something like that. That would be sick. I would love a KTA. So on my list, or I would like to have a 1693 Cat. Excuse me, a 3408 Cat, KTA Cummins, and an E9 Mac 500. I think those would be. I already have the 12. I would like to have a factory twin turbo 12 in a truck. They did do that, and I don't have one yet, so that's kind of a shame. I should definitely have one of those, but there's a lot of engines and trucks that would surprise people that I want to own, just because, like, I believe that the early in the late 70s were like the muscle car wars, but in the for trucks. Like they legit had horsepower wars, and I think it's super cool. And I'd love to try each one and see what each one's good at. Minty, I read one of those magazines a day, every day. Did you ask Overdrive about just movie ads, or did you ask them like for back issues? Dan, hell yeah, dude, those PBR boats are badass. So if you go back a bunch of videos in my channel, there's I have a it wasn't out of a PBR because that was the Patrol Boat River, but I think they converted the Patrol Boat River or something to be a minesweeper, and they had to have a low magnetic signature to be able to sweep for mines because the mines were magnetic. Of course, that's how they work. And so they made all aluminum 6V53s for these boats, and I have one of them, new old stock in a crate, in the storage unit, and it's wild. It even has aluminum heads on it. Like I have some super rare Detroit stuff. What part of Florida I pick up the race truck? The race truck came from Okeechobee. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure it's what the Craigslist ad said. So Bruce says 6110s are kind of like a dinosaur, like in the world of dinosaurs. Uh, there was one that totally changed my opinion about 6110s. I always thought they were kind of useless. And then somebody last year turned up with a freaking old Mac with a 671 turbo in it, and it's the coolest thing I've ever seen. And now I really wish I'd seen it before them, so I could have bought it instead of them, because it's a wicked cool truck. So to answer your question, my opinion on the 6110s are I would really like a 6110 turbo in a truck just to try it and see how it, because it's way bigger than a 238, and I would love to try that and see how that translates to over the road torque. I think that would be a lot of fun to put in a truck. Rex, they ran the 92s past 87, but only in fire apparatus, excuse me, and military applications. And the reason for that is like the reason for anything else: emissions. Emissions killed the two-stroke and nothing else. Doug, yeah, I bet I've heard that name before, dude. That's sick. I love talking to them old puller guys, man. They're crazy, man. They're awesome guys. I got to spend some time with John Mann before a couple years back, before when he was still pulling a Lady Butterfly. back before he passed away, and that guy was awesome, like super welcoming. Didn't know me from anybody. I was, nobody to even know, and he was just the nicest guy. I was just happy to see somebody else involved in two strokes, and that was really refreshing because he's a legend. Yeah, Bruce. It really looked like a nice truck. I think it was green and white, which is the right color to paint something if you want to sell it to me. Actually, you paint anything green, I'll buy it. Yeah, Penske did buy Detroit, and the guy when I went to the Detroit plant, like they had nothing but good things to say about Penske, and of course everybody loves the 60 series. I even love the 60 series. Like that's I know I just gave a list of big horsepower motors that I'd like to own, but I would like to have a 60 series. I'd like to really get an 11-1 and put it in like a pickup or something like that. I think that would be like super cool. But I also want a 14 liter. Autopia, thanks, bro. I really appreciate you, man. I will definitely spend that on Natterdays, bud. Actually, I gotta go get another one. What's that? Yeah, 6110s were in a lot of tugboats. Chip, I am in upstate New York, like about an hour north of Albany, dude. I won't be that far from Michigan. I'm not sure where Lansing is, but I'll be up in Onaway this year in May for the uphill drags. If you're planning on going to that, dude, tap me on the shoulder. Make sure you come say hi. Tom, the government definitely killed the two-stroke, dude. The government kills everything. Yeah, Brian pointed that out. Thank you, dude. You're 100% right. Yeah, dude. Them old school trucker racer personality guys, man. They were something else, man. And it's a breed we won't see again for a long time. Unfortunately, they were badass. Jenny, that's a good question. My 359 is painted the green and yellow because it used to run for a company called International Transport. And if you guys don't know anything about International Transport, they were a huge flatbed hauling company. They ran coast to coast like in the 80s, in the 90s, and I think they died in like the late 90s or whatever. But when you leased on to International Transport, they you had to paint your truck their colors. And they would either paint the truck for you, like they had shops that could do it, or you were free to do it on your own, but it had to be their scheme. So my 359, that's the factory paint patterns, like scheme, but they changed the colors when they leased on to International Transport. And then it's just always been those colors since. That's the original paint from the International Transport days. We didn't touch it. Tim, they kind of figured out to get the two strokes to pass emissions, but by that point, they had already killed so much of the market shares. Like you're beating a dead horse at that point. It was just too little, too late. And with the advent of the 60 series, it's like what are you gonna do? You know what I mean? Like that thing was already out there, and it was super popular. So there's really no competing with that. Why am I built a Terex loader? I have no use for one, unfortunately. That's why. I would love a Terex dozer. I think those are super cool, even though they're like way too big for my property. I would buy one because I think they're cool. I think was out of Minnesota, Minty. I'm not 100% sure on that. Oh, Keith, I don't know where I'd move to. It'd have to be like a free state, like maybe like Tennessee, Kentucky, maybe. I don't know. Florida's pretty badass too. Like, it's really hard to argue with what Florida's got going on lately. I just don't know if I could do the traffic. I'm not sure. I'm not sure I'm cut out for that kind of traffic, to be honest with you. Yeah, thanks, Jenny. I love the color too. The color is what sold me on a truck. Anything green, anything green, you can sell me. Dan, I don't know. I don't know. I assume. I mean, from what I know of Kentucky, it's a hell of a lot more free than New York is. John, I thought it was too. Yeah. Okay. Yep. Minnesota. Can you do me a favor? Can you grab the IT, that big yellow IT sticker that I have in the thing? Okay. That would be the best thing ever. Thank you. So I got something to show you guys. I have like original IT decals. Somebody got me for the Peterbilt to put back on it. They're like totally the wrong color, but I think what I'm gonna do is I can't bring myself to put like original decals because I'll never get another set on the truck. So I'm gonna bring them to a shop and have them copied, and then I'm gonna put the ones that I get made on the truck. But I at least have a original set. They're huge too. They're like really nice condition. They're super cool. Yeah, it is. It was Rochester, Minnesota. Thank you, babe. Appreciate it. So check these out, guys. This is wicked cool. Oh, is that backwards? Golly, freaking camera. I don't think there's any way for me to turn it around either. But anyway, I got those for a truck, and I think those are just going to be super cool on there. I'm all about the history of trucks and trucking. I think it's like wicked cool. Oh, it wasn't backwards. You could read it because it looked backwards on my screen, but that's probably just because the way I'm looking at it or whatever. Yeah, Tim. The 60 DD is one of the best engines ever made. Like honestly, they're totally super reliable engines. Minnesota's like, man, I don't know. That's like still pretty cold. Like I'm a tropical person, dude. I really like the warmth. Mark, what's up from New Zealand, dude? I am not going to paint the 352. That is the original paint, and those trucks are only original once. If I can get away with it, we're going to try to polish it at some point and see what we can get to bring back. And if it doesn't come back enough, maybe I'll paint it. But if I paint it, it's going to be the identical to what it was when it was new. It will be identical. So same color, same pattern, everything like that. If you want to see a picture of what it looked like when it was new, if you go through the playlist, my 352 playlist, I think it's episode 3. I show the picture that I got from the original owner of the day he picked it up and financed it at the bank. There's a picture of the truck brand new, and it's life changing. That truck was wild back in the day. Rex, 100% self taught. I got like I called people for advice before when I didn't know something, but other than that, like nobody's sat over my shoulder and showed me anything working on Detroit. I'm all self-taught as far as that goes. Diesel wrench, yeah, I have heard of a 453 powered Studebaker. That is 100% a thing. They did do that. They were natural 453s. Cummins, yeah, man. Them 892s and them I don't know what you call those. I don't know how you pronounce that. MT things, man. Them things are sick, dude. That's a serious piece of machinery. 892 will do a good job if it's set up right. I thought they were electronic though. I didn't realize they were mechanical engines. Chip, Onaway, Michigan. What's the name of that event, babe? Do you remember? Yeah, why don't I know that? It's called the Great Lakes Big Rig Challenge. It's at Onaway Speedway, I think is the name of the place. But it's awesome. It's uphill drag racing, loaded semis, like they do in Canada. And a couple years back, they brought it down to the States, and they do a great job of it. Mike and the team up there are just fantastic. It's a great event. Highly recommend it. Diesel wrench, as much as I want to get rid of that screen door, it's like totally not my style. I think it looks terrible. The old owner thought enough of that thing to put it on the front of his brand new truck. So who am I to take it off? If I do take it off, it's just going to be to polish it and like fix the rivets that are blown out of it, and then I'll put it back. But it's got to stay with the truck. He put it there, so as much as I dislike it, it's cool because it's old school. That's funny, Don. You said the same thing, man. I can't believe there's that many fans of that thing. I think it's the ugliest thing in the world, but it was like I guess a lot of guys back then did stuff like that. I've seen it in like going through the overdrives, those magazines. I found numerous instances where people have done that, and I never knew about it until then. Brian, yeah, that's what we're gonna try to do is wet sand it a little bit. The problem is I think it's super thin, dude. There's like in a lot of places where it's like showing through, like the base colors are showing through. Superior Fast Freight, huh, Jenny? I don't know. I'm not familiar with that company. I'll have to look it up. Where were they out of? Tim, that's awesome. That's super cool. I mean, it's kind of lame that they're not selling anything because that means you and I can't buy it, but it's super cool to see them hanging on to some history and some family tradition if they've been in business that long. That's badass. Dan, what happened to Hank's truck pictures? Matt, what kind of drill rig is that? Like a well drilling rig? I'm glad you guys are a fan of that screen door thing because I mean it's staying regardless of what I think. So that makes me happy that you guys are digging it. Spooling, thanks, man. I'm really trying, dude. It's taking me a while to figure out this YouTube thing. It's like not what I would have ever expected, and I'm really still pretty new to it. Yeah, Douglas. Once you go to the Onaway event, dude, you're gonna be hooked. Like it's really well done, and it's like you said, great people. I that's definitely a must go every year. Matt, I agree, dude. That 352, I've owned a couple of time capsule trucks. Both of them were big power V12 Peterbilts, and that one takes the cake. As much as I love that 359, that 352 for me takes the cake because it just has so many weird options on it. If you're a truck guy, like a nerdy truck guy like I am, them options are what it is. It's what makes it so unique. And then just like the history of like you guys were saying, that grill, screen door grill thing that the guy put on there, like it's just all part of history of trucking. It just makes it that much cooler to me. Yeah, Dan, I've seen a couple of trucks with the diagonal stripes painted across the front bumper, and honestly, once you see those and then you see a bumper without them, you tell why they put them on there because it looks like the bumper's missing something without them. I think they look cool as shit. Jenny, okay, it's in Oregon. Yeah, if they're mint green, like that's my color, dude. That's sick. Yeah, I think the screen door is wicked old school too. Like that's why it's got to stay. He thought of enough of it, put it there. It'll just stay. Brian, I don't know if I get into the paint at all, dude. Like if I'm gonna bother clearing it, I'll just restore the truck, completely, and we'll pull it right down and then do the scheme exactly the way it was and make it right. But I'd really like to just save it and keep it as a patinaed original truck because they're only ever original once. Now I do want to paint the frame, and like we'll go through polish the wheels, do the tanks, and get it all cleaned up like super nice, like my Pete is, or my 359. And I think that'll be a lot of fun. I think that would do that truck justice. Derek, I don't know how much flow a 453 requires at all, dude. I really don't. I'm not sure. I know it's quite a bit. Detroit's flow way more oil than they make pressure. Tom, thank you very much, dude. We'll definitely get that screen door thing polished now. Thanks, brother. Cheers. Diesel, yeah, thank you. So I got super lucky with the 352 interior because I never expected it to be that nice, especially sitting in that guy's front yard since '84. And my 359, Don, I love James Pretty's Aerodyne. I love it. He's a great dude, man. I've been talking to him more and more lately since he got it, and he reached out to me for help, and I really like him. He's a really good dude, and I'd like to do more of them in the future. But anyway, my interior on my green 359 is all original, also with the exception of the seats. They were replaced and recovered. I recovered them, but they were replaced at some point in the truck's life. But other than that, all of the sleeper panels, door panels, super lucky. All that stuff's original. Rex, it's a good question on the Brockway. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with that thing. I've been kind of tempted to sell it lately and maybe get something else. I really want a dump truck, and I kind of want to go dump trucking, but I kind of want more power than a 671 has to offer, so I just haven't decided what I'm going to do with it yet. I really don't want to sell it, though. I don't know. Robbie, what's up, dude? So if you guys don't know, Robbie Sonicson, nobody would really know this, but how I know that dude is he sold me that red truck, that red Ford Super Cab that I'm always beating up in the woods with the 453T. That was Robbie's truck out in Washington State, and he sold it to me before he moved to Alaska. So he's aces in my book, dude. Great kid.
Ashley.
What?
He loves Ashley.
Yeah. there was under the hood of the truck there was like written in marker on the cowl or something. It said Robbie plus Ashley. That's freaking awesome. Unorthodox, thanks, brother. I will definitely buy more beer. We are running short on beer around here, so I've been drinking the shit out of it working on a race truck. It's been stressing me right out. Thanks, Brian. I appreciate it. I hope I'm on the right track, dude. I'm trying like hell. Billy Pond, dude, the chrome valve covers. Oh my god, I'm in love with the chrome valve covers. And what kills me about the chrome valve covers is like maybe someday if you guys are interested, I'll go through the build sheet with y'all. But those chrome valve covers are specifically ordered on the build sheet. And I don't know if Peterbilt was out of regular chrome valve covers, or I'm sorry, Detroit was out of regular chrome valve covers, but their Jake covers and the truck doesn't have a Jake. Weird. EJ Utley, hell yeah, man. I know of EJ. I don't know him, Jimmy, but yeah, EJ Utley was a huge name in Gator racing back in the day. And I absolutely love the Gator race truck and its patina. I haven't decided. I know a couple of you guys asked, and now the comments are really ripping. I know a couple of you guys asked what I'm going to do with it, if I'm going to recab it or not. I would like to recab it, but then half of me is tempted to just rip it the way it is. I guess it depends on where we end up going with the truck and what it ends up being good at. There's no circle track events, so I don't know like what. I got to see if it's good at going straight first, because if it's good at going straight, then it has a future with me as a race truck. But to keep it circle track patina, I'm not sure it's worth it to put a cab on. I just haven't decided what I'm going to do with it yet. I would love to see it restored and then brought back to how it was in the Gator days, but them things were kind of ratty back then. I mean, they weren't show trucks, dude. They were race trucks. Like, they were out ripping and tearing and hitting the wall. So I don't know. Maybe it's cooler to just leave it with the roof falling off. And I've had thoughts of like just putting plexiglass over where the roof's rotted out and calling it a sunroof and just freaking ripping, you know? Diesel wrench. Yeah, I did that. Actually, linseed oil worked great on that Ford LTD wagon I had on the wood grain side panels. That shit worked awesome on there. Don, I've heard, yeah, EJ Utley, I've heard he was an awesome guy, dude. I've heard that about a lot of them old racers, man. Charles, thanks, man. I'm trying, dude. Justin, man, I wish more people would had watched some of the old car stuff because it was a really fun way to spend the winter when I couldn't be working on trucks. And unfortunately, they did so bad. They were like my worst videos ever. And I thought they were all cool cars. Like, I obviously I wouldn't have saved them if I didn't think they were cool, but just didn't get the views. So we're done with the car stuff, I think, at least on the channel. I mean, I might do here and there. I got a 51 Chrysler that I'm working on for a customer right now, that we're doing like a full mechanical restoration on, but I didn't bother videoing any of it because nobody watches it. Yeah, Chip, definitely, dude. Make it up there. You know, even if you end up not running into me, I promise you won't be disappointed in that trip, dude. That Onaway is just a aces event. Dan, thanks, dude. I love the Brockway, dude. That was just one of those things I stumbled into. I was on Craigslist forever for like $5,000, and I'm like, dude, I'm not paying $5,000 for that freaking thing. And then I went to go look at another dump truck, and the other dump truck was junk. And on the way home, I'm like, whatever, let's go look at this Brockway. I went in to buy it, and I ended up buying it for like $1,500 or something. And then I drove it out of his yard the next day. Like I can make a Detroit run. We can buy that. And then I put tires on it. I did a bunch of work to it. The older videos are kind of, I didn't really like put a lot of, I didn't really know how to do YouTube. So I missed a lot of good content building that truck, but whatever. Tim, thanks for tuning in, brother. I will definitely have a brew for you, man. You're very welcome for the videos, dude. I'm glad you enjoyed it. DJ, I haven't fired the forklift. So the lull is at my buddy's place. He needed to borrow it for a building he was putting up, so I let him take the lull. I don't have it here yet. And old Clark has been sitting in the same spot, melting into the pavement for like 2 years. I haven't had a use for it. So Don, is it comfortable? It is not comfortable. It's a Brockway. No. No. It's got like, it doesn't have an air seat. It has like a spring seat. Like, it's not comfortable. I mean, it's not bad, but it just bounces you around a lot. It's like, the old Brockways were like work trucks, man. They're like a Mack, you know. They weren't like, it's not like a cruise liner Mack is where it's made to be like an over the road truck. They were like in the trenches working trucks, you know. Window mesh net on the roof would look cool, with the exception of it doesn't keep the rain out. And there's no way I'm wasting a garage stall on the friggin' race truck. And the rain is killing me, guys. The friggin' rain is getting into the tranny. It's getting into everything. It drips right down on them. I put a brand new master, clutch master and slave assembly on it and stuff. So you get the clutch working. You'll see. It's in the future video. It's gonna be like next week, I think. And the rain it runs right onto it. So I got like plywood and stuff sitting on top of the cab right now just to keep the rain out of it, to preserve what I'm doing. These are wrench, man. It's killing me not being able to drive this freaking thing. It's killing me. I can't wait to drive it either, man. I want to bring you guys that content as much as you want to see it. I can't wait to drive the race truck. Chip, thanks, man. I appreciate that, because I really struggle when I edit these videos, because I never know what I should keep in the video and what I should edit out. I never know how much is too much detail, and if I'm doing not enough detail. I don't know what to put in a video that people want to watch, and I'm slowly figuring it out, I think. So if you guys have suggestions, like, don't be afraid to put them in the comments, dude, because, like, I don't freaking know what I'm doing. I can fix a Detroit. I can't YouTube. Daryl, is that the 3000 Gardner Denver 100-foot derrick? So that's got to be the oil or well drilling rig you're talking about. I must have missed a previous comment. I'm sorry, dude. That sounds sick. My buddy has he sold it, but it was a 892. It was a GMC General drill rig, and it had an 892. It was like set at like 475 on it. I did a bunch of work on it for him, and but he recently got a newer rig because he hates Detroits because he always had to work on that one by himself before my time. But yeah. Peter, thanks, man. I had a lot of fun saving them cars. I'm glad somebody got to enjoy it besides me. I really, I thought they were cool cars and they needed to be saved. And I was honestly surprised it didn't do better. I really thought, especially at one video where I toured like where that auction house was, where there was like 230 cars in there. That's where all them cars I bought came from, and I really thought that video would do like fantastic because where else are you going to see that? I mean, I've never been privy to being able to walk through something like that until that day, and I thought it was like changing for me. Thanks, Bruce. I appreciate it. RIP the car bids, guys. Rex, yeah, definitely. There's no way I would. I really want to try to keep the original patina on that 352, just because like they're only original ones. I keep saying that, but that's like my motto. That's the whole point of saving something like that to me is to keep and preserve the originality of it. Tom, what does a Model A Ford roof look like? Maybe I'll do that. Josh, what's up, man? James is 359, Pete. He has not finished yet. It's sitting. I think he's got the cab mostly, the metalwork done on the cab. Their motor's sitting in it and the tranny's sitting in it, I think. But it's like totally gutted otherwise. I promise you guys I'll bring you a video of it because it kills me that we haven't done anything more on that series. DJ, yeah, there's a ton of 671s and boats. I agree. That was a great engine for a boat. Any Detroit is a great engine for a boat. Honestly, they're fantastic marine power plants. But I refuse to work on boats. Actually, they look like zero fun. DJ, thanks for watching the cars, man. I appreciate it. Dude, exactly, Daily, man. Like, I couldn't believe that they were like almost right around the corner for me. Like, Utica's only like an hour for me, and I couldn't believe that's where those cars were, and they were just like rammed into the crummiest building ever. Like, I still can't wrap my mind around all the time and energy spent on him collecting and saving those cars from wherever they were all around the country, and then putting them in the worst building known to man. I maybe the building wasn't that bad when he put them in there, but it certainly was when I went to get them out. Peter, that it's not a Clipper, dude. That the pink cars are 400s, which was like one of the top of the line Packard coupes in '56, and they're super cool. I wish they didn't need so much work, and I could keep one because I think that would be a wicked cool car to cruise around in. Oh, no way, Tom. Wood lattice with vinyl stretch over it? That might be cool, actually. That might be cool. Jimmy, thanks, man. I try to do some videos where they're helpful and then some videos where they're like just kind of entertainment. You can watch me do stupid stuff and struggle, and you guys don't have to sit through the boring stuff. But like a lot of stuff I do, a lot of the videos I do think some of the detail needs to be shown because like otherwise this stuff's gonna die with me, right? Like this knowledge can't just all just it can't doesn't do anybody any good if it's in here. TUK, I honestly I can't really be salty about a dealer buying that car because honestly, like, that sold for $6,800 to him, and that was cheap. Like, that's a cheap price for that car. And honestly, if he can find a market for it, good for him, dude. I'm not salty. I made a little bit of money on it, and I had fun doing it. And more importantly, the car saved. So I can't be salty about it. I don't care. You know, like I'm just happy the car is back on the road. Yeah, DJ, that building was super sketchy, dude. You should have been there. Like it was. I mean, maybe you were there. I don't know, but it was super sketchy. Like the floor was the weirdest part. With 10 foot of basement on it underneath you, and you're like standing on floor right next to a huge freaking hole they have like roped off. Super sketchy. It was awesome. Like I loved it, but it was super sketchy. Richard, I'm glad you enjoyed it, man. I'm really glad you enjoyed it. I thought I enjoyed making the car videos. I had fun during that whole process. So Don, that's weird. So on a 362, I'm not familiar with that. That's too new for me because it's a square headlight truck. I've never. So I stopped buying trucks when they have square headlights. I only buy circle headlight trucks. I realize that's a really stupid rule, but that's just I'm weird. And so I've never had a 362, but the older, earlier 352s, like that 72 I had. I think it was a 72 that had exhaust that lifted up with the cab, and then on the bottom where the exhaust would come out at the bottom of the cab and go up the elbows, they actually had a ball on them, and the exhaust on the cab had a socket, and so the cab would come down and it would just like weight would sit on that ball and socket, like not the whole cab weight obviously, but like some weight would sit on that, and that's how it would seal. Excuse me, and that's how the exhaust would get up the stack. So I have seen it before, but never on a 362. But those ball and socket joints are phenomenally expensive. I think the guy who bought the truck in the UK said they were like $700 or something, like each. I'm glad you're salty for me, UK man. That's I appreciate that, dude. It's the thought that counts. Thanks, Diesel Wrench, man. I appreciate it. I try not to brag too much. I'm a pretty humble individual. I don't think I'm better than anybody, man. Like I get along with down to earth guys, and I bond with down to earth guys, and I try to be a guy you can just talk to. You know, like that's I don't know. That's it. Brian, yeah, I hear you, dude. Like 60 Chevy trucks are badass, man. Like I really like actually I really like to do like a 55 to 57 truck. I'm not sure which year. I really like the headlight style. Like with the little overhang. Like I really like. I don't know how to describe 55 and 57 Chevy headlight to you, but I really like the way they look. DJ, yeah, he definitely got old, and I guess he's since passed that dude. And there was actually just another auction. It ended yesterday. What did I say that? What did I say that ended? What's today? Saturday? Yeah. So it ended yesterday, and there was a bunch of other cars, but there wasn't as many. I think there's only like 15 or 20, and they were in a different building. Same guy though, and he had. Well, they were like actually nice ones though, like way better condition than the stuff that sold in the last one. Big money stuff. Priced me right out of it. Like I ain't buying none of that. What's up, Sean? Better late than never, brother. That's what I always say. Autopia, you had to adjust the wife's injectors, huh? I've never heard it called that, dude. Good for you, man. Matt, I'm definitely getting to some truck shows, bro. Definitely. I mean, the price of fuel isn't helping me any, but we're still gonna do it. I'm gonna go to. I'll be at, like I was saying earlier. I'll definitely be at Onaway. I'm not gonna have any of my stuff there, but it's just too expensive for me to haul across country. But I'm definitely gonna be at Onaway. So if you go there, look for me. I'm definitely gonna be. I want to try to get to Macungie this year. I can't guarantee that, but I really want to go to Macungie. I've never been to that show, and I've always wanted to go to that show, and I never make it. But so I really want to go this year, and I really want to bring the cab over and the race truck and my green Pete. So that's the plan. I also want to go to Washington County. There's that ATCA truck. I don't know, whatever. Yeah. No, that's the Boston Spa is ATHS. Oh. Well, the other one's ATCA or something like that. But I want to go to that because I always forget. I still don't know when it is. At the Washington County Fairgrounds here, I always freaking forget about that show. But I want to go to that, and I'll always be at Boston Spa. You can count on that. Tim, I love hanging out with James, man. Me and him we're always busting each other's balls, and it's always a good time. As fun as it looks on camera, it's 10 times more fun in person. I assure you. Rex, I don't have production numbers on that 352 with V12s, but very low. That is a very rare truck, especially spec the way it is. That's what I love about it. Don, yeah, I bet air ride cab would really mess up that exhaust. But it shouldn't be that hard to convert over to a regular stack setup, I wouldn't think. Ace is up. What's up, dude? Oh, 62 short bed would be cool, dude. That's a really popular truck, Brian. I think that would be sick. Oh, you got a 73 cab over? Is it a Pete? Ace is up. You got a 73 cab over? 871T, hauling cattle. Badass. Doug Narden, what's up, man? I appreciate you, dude. Thanks for tuning in. Tom, Big Iron Classic in Minnesota. You know how much money that would cost me to get out there, bud? I'd love to go. I wish I had an unlimited budget. I would go to every freaking truck show ever. I love truck shows. Oh, sick! It is a cab over Pete, dude. Sick, man. Shoot me some pictures. Send me an email. Send me some pictures of it. I love trucks, man. I'd love to see them all. I wish all of you guys had a channel so you could show me all your projects. You know, there's just not enough time today. I would love to look at trucks and be around trucks all day, every day. If you guys keep watching and eventually the channel takes off, I'll do this full time and we'll just go around and buy trucks and play with trucks all the time. I would love nothing more than that. Jimmy, yeah, everyone that's been to Macungie says it's awesome, and they tell me I'm an idiot for not going. And I really feel like they're right. I am a total idiot for not going. I would love to go. The Green Machine, what's up? Doug, I agree with you, dude. I love the 12-cylinder the most, too. Which is hard for me to say just because I have so many years and hours in that 359, but the 352 V12 is hard to beat, especially double bunk. Joe Keys, yeah. Pull the cover off the Governor and take a picture of the inside and send me it. Or write me an email describing exactly what it's doing, and I'll help you as best I can, man. Always happy to help keep a 2-stroke on the road. Ace is up. I'll check it out, dude. I'll check it out. Definitely. Matt, yeah, that C70 would be cool, man. The 6V53 was a screaming son of a bitch, man. That thing will turn some RPMs. My buddy Derek has one. It's in a, you know what Derek's truck is? A C50. Do you know what that is? It's like a Brigadier, like an old. You know, they had the double headlight, like GMC cab. I don't know what you call them. Not really good with GMC cabs and names. James would slap me if he was here for not knowing, but Derek's truck has a 6V53N that I put a head on for him, and I think we put a kit in that also. Yeah, we did put a kit in it. But yeah, super cool truck, dude. It was a 5-speed with a 2-speed rear and single axle like yours was, and I sold him a 10-speed. He put a RT 610 in it, and there's nothing better than 10-speed with a 53. They're just, you could shift them things so fast. Matt, that's not a bad idea. Maybe I should throw up like an Ol2Stroker Facebook page. I haven't done that yet. I just have my personal Facebook page, which is just a disaster. So maybe I should do that. It's really not a bad idea. And then you guys can share all your stuff. I would love to look through that stuff. That would be fantastic. I'll do that this week. I think that's a good idea. I think maybe we'll do that. Tom, I appreciate it, dude. Every thumb up I need, dude. I need every thumb up, every share, all the subscriptions. We got to get this. We got to get this channel going, man. I need more trucks. I got to buy more trucks. Let's go. Oh, it's Obio. Mossy Broke is running fantastic, dude. There's 800,000 original miles on that truck. Rex, good night, man. Thanks for joining us, dude. I hope you have a good evening. It's getting late here. It's probably past my bedtime. Not that I ever go to bed, but. Doug, thanks, man. I spend a lot of time learning how to do a tune-up on a Detroit the right way, which I think is the right way. I don't know. I'm always open to learning new things, but I put a lot of time in doing what I can to make my shit run. DJ, I tell you what, man. Every UPS driver I've ever met is cooler than shit. So we appreciate you guys, man. We do. I wouldn't be getting truck parts if it wasn't for the UPS boys. So keep it up, dude. You guys are awesome. BM Auto Works, dude. I miss the Diesel National Englishtown too, man. I really do. Brian, have a good night, dude. It was great talking to you too, dude. Have a good one. Diesel, I don't think it was a 95. It might be a 9500. I don't know. I always get them cabs messed up. It looks like James's truck, but the nose is way shorter. And it has like a 6V53, so it's like a medium duty. So it's got to be like a, I don't know. I would assume, Dan, that bed bugger trucks are always single axle because they don't handle a lot of weight. Moving people's shit is not heavy stuff. Usually, like when you're just furniture hauling, dude, that's like low weight, man. Yeah, you're right. C70, the Green Machine. I've seen two C70s with 6V53s. I know it was a thing. You could get them. Nobody checked that option box, but I've seen a bunch with 453s, and I've bought a bunch with 453s. Ace is up. That sounds like fun, man. Except the power steering. I have to have power steering. I have like little tiny girly arms, and I can't hang. Doug, I don't know. I don't. When me and James were building that 453, is that what you're referring to with kits that actually fit? He told me, dude. He told me that he went out and bought FP head gasket kit, and those fire rings were the same way. So they're probably coming from the same source, which obviously neither FP or Interstate McBee make, I guess. So I don't know. I don't know who's making good parts anymore at this point. David, thanks, man. I'm glad you checked out that video, dude. Oh wow, dude, that's super local to me. That Route 9 and Hall with that Brockway, dude. That's badass right out of Terrytown. That's badass, dude. Lily Pond, Carlisle, PA. I'm not sure. I don't know which Carlisle show because there's like a bunch of different. They have a bunch of shows in Carlisle. There's like hot rod shows and stuff. So I've never been. I don't know. I don't know. It would depend on which Carlisle show. I think I think once the ATHS had like a national show there, and that was sick. I did go to that. Unorthodox. I agree. We should do this more often. Good night, man. Thanks for joining us. Jenny, I hope that you could unstick the rack on a Detroit after watching the video, because that's the point of the video, man. Like that's why I do those kind of videos, is to help y'all if you find one in the weeds somewhere and you want to save it. Hell yeah, try it. If you have a question, send me an email. I'll help you. Pork chop. I've never worked on a Series 60, man. But if you want to drop it off, I'll gladly learn on yours. I ain't scared. Matt, you could send that 12V71 TT to me too. I've got a couple, but I could always use another one. Tim, that's super cool, dude. You got to hang out at an old school truck stop, man. Those years are lost now. We'll never get them back. Doug, Northern New York State is beautiful. Like, it's beautiful here, and I love that part of where I live. Thanks, DJ. Yeah, I was really shocked with how well that race truck ran. I didn't expect it at all. Green Machine, what are you putting the Vibrotech on? Jerry Johnson, I thought Clevite was. Is Clevite FP? I don't know. To be honest with you. Doug, I really wish I could bring you guys like quality Detroit parts that were made right here in my shop. And I am. So I actually reproduce the 53 series Jakes now. And they will be available on the website coming up here. So stay tuned for that. I haven't made an announcement yet. So those of you that have suffered 2 hours and 11 minutes with me tonight, now you know. We're going to be doing 53 series reproduction Jakes because they're so hard to find. And I'd like to get more of them out there. So. Yeah, Ace is up. Give it a shot, dude. And if you have questions, shoot me an email, dude. I'll help you out. Oh my god, dude. No power steering spring ride and a 155-inch wheelbase. I didn't realize they were still making trucks like that in 81. Thanks, Charles. I appreciate you, man. Chip, have a good night, dude. Thanks for tuning in. Billy, yeah, I sold that Ford truck, man. Some guy in Pennsylvania came and bought it. He's like pumped about it. It sold like pretty quick, actually. I was kind of surprised. Green Machine, I got to tell you what. I'm not a fan of an 8.2, but they have their time and they had their place, and there's a lot of them out there still to this day doing work for people. I have a spare, like a new old stock Reliabuilt 8.2 injector. So if you send me your email address, or I'm sorry, send me your address to my email, you can have it, dude. I'll mail it to you. I ain't gonna use it. TUK, have a good night and a good weekend, brother. Happy Easter. We'll see you soon. Matt, that the Ford pickup was a ton of fun to save, dude. Like that, I've bought them things all over the country. One of them from Robbie Sonics, and I think he tuned out already, but there was no way I was going to let one go that was right in my backyard. It just wasn't going to happen. Jenny, I try like hell, man. I don't want to leave nobody out in the cold. You know, I try to respond to everybody. I try to do that on my videos too. Like I don't like to. You go to all these big YouTube pages, and I realize it's probably super cumbersome for them because they're getting like 10 billion comments, which I just don't get. So it's a little easier for me. But like, I try to talk to everybody, and like, I'm that way in person too. Like if you tap me on the shoulder at a show or something, you're like, hey, I watch your channel. I'm always happy to talk to people. I met like a ton of people at the Boston Spa show last year, and a couple of them like Bruce Hodges. He's in the comments. He's a great dude, man, and he ran into me at the show. He put his dentist onto my channel and shit. The people that I'm meeting are fantastic, and I'm more than happy to spend time with you guys and talk to you guys. Like that's fun for me too. I enjoy that. Joe Keys, I addressed that question earlier. I work in IT. I'm a database administrator in real life. Matt, yeah, the A2 is like that was what they call the fuel pincher, man. She was good on fuel for sure. A lot of people say that. $90 mph is ripping in the top kick, dude. That's like moving. That 352, that V12 352, I can't wait to get tires on it and like brakes and stuff because that truck is super long legged. That's it's got the big horse V12, overdrive 13, 355 rear gears factory, and tall 24.5 rubber. Well, it's not 24.5, it's 22, which equates to a tall 24.5 because they don't make the 22 anymore. But like, dude, in 73, that was a 100 mph truck. Like that is like unheard of. Like that thing's a ripper. Big strapper for sure. Hendrickson spring rear is like rough, but it's way better than Hendrickson rubber block. Like it could be worse. Rods and streetcars, man. I'm glad to have you, dude. Thank you. I'm really glad to have you here. Thanks for watching. Let's hope your alloy 653 is super rare. You could find the blocks. Like I can find blocks, but like heads. Detroit doesn't even have a part number. Good luck. Fleur 67, man. What's up? I recognize your name. I was just out in the BMW today. We took it to it's a service rig, bud. We put all our tools in it. We took it to Vermont and did some work on some Freightliners. Diesel wrench. I will most definitely drink a cold one for you. Good night, man. Thanks for joining us. Joe Keys, I'm going to be honest with you. I do not know what a Salesforce developer even would do. What does that mean? Do you like grow a sales? You like manage like a sales team? Richard, have a good night, bud. Thanks for joining me. Bunguna Farm. Good day from Australia, bud. Good day to you too. It's awesome, guys. I'm glad you're enjoying this stuff. Green Machine, I'm not sure, but didn't they do an 82 at 300? I thought they did an 82 to 300, but maybe not. Christopher, yeah, I sold the Super Cab. The black one is gone. Somebody snatched that right up. Like I posted it for sale on Marketplace, and like people were chopping me up on it. Like I was asking too much and stuff. But I had a ton of more money, and I think I only marked it up like I made under $1,000 on that truck. And like they were chopping me up, and like the guy that came and looked at it, he's like, I can't believe this truck is in this nice a shape. And I'm like, yeah, I like tried to tell people, but Doug, I've never had a big Cummins. A I've put a couple 5.9s in some stuff for people, but like I've never had one. I'm not really a 5.9 fan. Like everybody gives Detroit's like a bad rap, but like them things leak worse. But I would love to try like a KTA. Like that's on my list. Oh, okay, Joe. I would have never guessed that based on like what you were how the title goes. I would have never guessed that. Yeah, that sounds like pretty close to same field. Really, a 300 big cam, or is that a? Did you mean to say 400? Because like, okay, cool, yeah, that makes sense. Because I was gonna say, I always read about different engines because you can't really compare what you have without either owning something else or reading about it. So like, I did like a lot of reading, and like a lot of guys have very poor things to say about like 300s and stuff. Like they're just very underpowered, I guess. I don't never drove one, but like a 400 makes sense. Like that's like a super popular engine. The guys love that thing. Billy, what's next for the cab over is we gotta figure out why the damn power divider doesn't work. So I gotta pull that all apart, figure it out. Jerry Johnson, thanks for joining us, man. The beer's starting to wear off too. I think I'm gonna call it here probably the next 10 minutes. But thank you for joining us, man. It was nice having you. Aces up. That's a lot of power strokes, dude. I've had a 7.3. I will not own a 6.0. I've made too much money off of working on other people's 6.0 to own one. Bunguna, dude, I know. I'm having a terrible time finding footage of my truck on YouTube. So if you find it, like share it with me. Yeah, A2s were nobody was like when they made that motor, nobody was like, yo, this is the biggest horsepower motor you'll ever have. Like they were designed to like get the job done and save fuel. That was about it. Yeah, dude, that'd be mint because I'm having trouble finding footage of that thing racing. I've only found footage of it, not footage, but like a couple pictures in the Gator group on Facebook. Um, but no, like, dude, Doug, I love those Aeromax. I like grew up looking at them things. Those are like a good looking truck. I could be talked into one of those. Maybe that's what we'll cab the race truck is an Aeromax. I don't know. I don't know if that does it justice. Maybe we'll just build another one. Okay, all right. That's what it was, Marine. Then that I saw a Green Machine. I didn't know. I never. I'm far from an A2 guy. There's too many strokes for what I do. 265 on stock 6 liter. That's ripping. Actually, one of my customers has what's he got like 300 on it or something. He's got all the miles on this freaking thing. All of them. 7.3 were great. They were a great engine. I had one, loved it, never had to touch it. Send me an Aeromax body, dude. I'll do it. I love that body. I think that'd look cool. And it's still a Ford, so like that's a win. You don't see too many of them anymore either. Like I don't know where they all went. Like I used to see them all the time like back when I was a kid, and now they're all gone. Wow. Matt, you're Canada. You're in Canada? Yeah, I thought so. Yeah, Cam's gave it away. I think you said that too when you came in, but like, dude, we're 220 in. Like, I can't remember nothing at this point. My memory's not that good. I don't remember what I did yesterday. Dude, you got the whole friggin' gamut there, dude. Dan, I had a CL 9000. It's a super cool truck, but they're like unobtainium to get parts for. Like terrible to get parts for. Mine wasn't air ride, unfortunately, but I would love to own one with an air ride cab. They're like next to impossible to find with Detroit Power. Like all of them I see have a cat. All right, fellas. I think I'm gonna call it a night, man. It's been a hell of a night. I'm beat. I've been on the road for like 2 days in Vermont working on trucks. I really appreciate y'all joining me. Thanks for tuning in. I think we'll have to do this more. It's actually a lot of fun. I like drinking beers with you guys. So tune in next time. I hope y'all have a great night. Happy Easter, everybody, and we'll see you in the next one, eh? Thanks, boys. Robbie, good to see you, dude. I'm glad you're still here. I thought you tuned out long ago. Good to see you, dog. Thanks for joining us. Thanks, Bruce. Later, guys.